Welcome to the Value Proposition by the Fitness Business Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Pellegrino. The Value Proposition is a monthly show on the Fitness Business Podcast created specifically for industry suppliers to showcase the value that they bring to health club operators beyond their product or service. For our June 2022 show, we'll be speaking with the new owner and CEO of Idea Health and Fitness Association, Amy Boone Thompson. On May 18th, it was announced that Amy, the former vice president and general manager of Idea, had acquired and would now be leading the organization into year 40 of operation to continue to guide fitness and wellness professionals to inspire the world to fitness. This announcement was one of the most celebrated I've seen in many years, and we are thrilled to have her on the Value Proposition to hear firsthand her vision for Idea. Amy, welcome back to the Value Proposition.
Hi, Sarah. It is such an honor and privilege to be invited back to the podcast. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we are thrilled to have you. You are such a wonderful friend to the FBP family, as we like to say here. So I know, Amy, you have been a guest on the show before. So what episode can our listeners head back to hear all your wisdom that you've shared already?
I was on episode 186, and we were talking about group fitness. At the time, I was wearing my Les Mills hat, and it was all about, engaging with the group fitness. And then I was also FBP family ambassador because I'm such a huge fan, and I was able just to, work with JT and Chantel to grow the show in its early days.
I love it. We love our ambassadors. So thank you so much for all you do for us. We are so excited to jump in and hear all that you have to share with us today. So, Amy, start us off. Give our listeners a little background on Idea Health and Fitness Association and how the organization has evolved over the last 40 years.
I would be delighted to, and I don't want to insult your audience, but if you haven't heard of Idea, then you might have been under a rock for the last 40 years.
We have bigger issues.
Yes, you have bigger issues. But let me tell you a little bit about us. So we were founded in 1982. It was really a grassroots effort in the spare bedroom of our co-founders, Kathy and Peter Davis. And they really started this association on one basic premise, and that was that they believed by fostering professionalism in the health and fitness industry, millions of people around the world could live healthier, happier lives. And to this day, that philosophy is still what drives our business. So for 40 years now, Idea has been delivering gold standard content and continuing education and business resources, but we are best known for 6 things. So let me go over those quickly. We have the largest library of articles that are all CEC approved by 25 plus agencies. That's 1. 2, we are the trusted thought leader when we set standards through our fitness journal. The world listens and follows, and professionals are absolutely looking to us as a trusted thought leader. Number 3, we are the global leader in fitness events for Fit Pros, club and studio owners and managers, and I know we're going to talk more about that today. We own Fitness Connect, which has over 275,000 certified, verified fitness professionals globally. Number 5, we offer the industry's lowest cost liability insurance, and we also introduced a health insurance program for Fit Pros during the pandemic. And lastly, we bring together a community of like-minded fitness professionals for support and networking.
Wow, no big deal. Just 6 really important things.
Really fun and important. But there's 2 facts that most people don't know about Idea. Idea really founded the first formal professional certification organization back in 1985. It was then called Idea Foundation, and today it's known as the American Council on Exercise. And we gave it its wings and let it go as a nonprofit. And then Idea is also the creator and founder of Club Connect, who was a guest on your show a few months back. And it was later sold off as a standalone product for the industry.
Well, that is amazing history there. Thank you so much, Amy. That's great. Now, you have had a wildly successful 3-decade-long career in fitness prior to joining the Idea team. So share with us, what it was about IDEA that intrigued you to work with them in the first place.
All right. So first of all, admittedly, I am a fitness lifer. And so I've never had a job outside of the fitness and sports and wellness industry, except when I was a bartender in college. So I started as an assistant strength coach. I've been a personal trainer, a sports massage therapist, a group instructor, a leagues director, a general manager, regional director, COO. I've owned my own studios. And I even spent time in the supplier side of the business, as I mentioned, when I was working with Les Mills. But through every single role that I've held in the industry, I had always found IDEA to be really at the center of my learning, my sharing, my growing, and my fitness family. And so whether I was attending the events to shop for the latest and greatest in the Expo hall when I was a buyer, or if I was attending sessions to learn what was new all over the world in programming, or if I was simply just getting together with those fitness friends, for me, being an IDEA member, it was really at the heart of my learning and the success of my entire career. So stepping first into leading this organization and now into owning it was just an exceptional opportunity because I know the impact that this association has in the lives of fitness professionals globally.
That's so cool, Amy. It's really at the epicenter of your professional career, right?
Yeah. Connecting all the dots, like it's crazy because it's always been a part of the last 30 years. And now to be able to essentially create this platform for others is really what's so exciting.
That's amazing. So I have to ask you, what was that moment like? The moment you realized that you have loved IDEA for years and years, but the moment you truly realized I can purchase this company, I can run this. What was that moment like for you?
Well, I don't know that it's completely set in yet because it's only been a few months and it's been a pretty wild ride. But I did want to, this is kind of a lesson for everyone listening. If there's something that you really, really, really want, you have to put that out into the universe. And I had to ask for this opportunity and make it a reality for myself. And I think that's really the important lesson to learn is that if there's something that you know is your passion and your purpose and that I couldn't see myself doing anything else with my career, I had to create this opportunity. So it hasn't totally set in, but it absolutely aligns my purpose and passion. And I can't imagine doing anything else.
What a beautiful message. Oh, thank you. That's amazing, Amy. Now, who are IDEA's members and what does the IDEA membership provide to them?
That's a great question. It's one people ask a lot because it's confusing with so many associations. So IDEA's community is really made up of group X instructors, personal trainers, health coaches, mind-body professionals, business owners, managers, nutritionists, and all other allied health pros. And so we wanted to create a membership that would first and foremost put this gold standard education into their hands. So we actually during the pandemic, we really revamped our entire membership model, both in response to the feedback we were getting from our members, but also for the fact that we knew the industry had been hurt and that Fit Pros were really struggling to just be able to provide their service. So we just wanted to give our members everything that IDEA had. And so we created IDEA Fit Plus membership, which is unlimited education for them. Again, CEC accredited by 25 plus agencies. And then they also get these resources that we talked about, like the liability insurance. They get access to the health insurance, and they get access to the events that we run and to our community. So really, IDEA, we keep producing fresh content on a monthly basis and making sure that we're keeping Fit Pros at the top of their game with this cutting edge, evidence-based content from the very best authors and presenters around the world.
That's so great. You hit it on the head, Amy. There are a lot of associations out there, but the value proposition is all about getting to the true value of our guests and their organization. So go ahead, Amy, and tell us when someone asks you to describe what sets IDEA apart, how is IDEA different than other organizations in the fitness industry? What do you tell them?
Well, first, I like to tell them, so if you've ever attended events in the industry, then you've probably attended an URSA or a club industry here in the US. And so when you attend that conference, the majority, you're going to pack a lot of suits and business attire, right? The majority of your sessions are you're sitting and learning, and that's fantastic. And you're doing a lot of business meetings. At an IDEA conference, I like to say you should not pack a lot of suits or any at all. You should pack a lot of spandex and workout clothes and your very best dance shoes, because we work out all day long, and we of course are learning, and there are also seminars where you don't have to work out, but we are really the spandex, and those other organizations might be the suits. So suits and spandex is how I like to describe what IDEA is versus some of the other industry associations. But there's another important distinction, which I kind of touched on, but I want to really drill home, and that is that IDEA Health and Fitness Association does not certify fitness professionals. We are helping lead them to a certification, and then once they get certified, we will provide the continuing education that they need for their entire career. So we're working on filling education gaps. We're helping them advance in our profession after they obtain a certification, which is why we work with all certifying agencies. And so we think of ourselves as maybe the umbrella over all continuing ed in the industry, because we happily and gladly partner with all of those agencies to provide continuing education.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you so much for going into what sets IDEA apart. And you and I have talked about this a little bit behind the scenes, but advocacy is one of those hot topic words, right? Everyone wants to talk about it now, and it's a huge conversation piece. So does IDEA have an advocacy arm to the business? And if so, what kinds of projects are you all involved with currently?
Yeah, it's a great question, and you're right. There's so much happening in our industry, and especially coming out of the last 2 years, there's a lot of work that we all need to be uniting to do to bring our industry leaders together. So the kind of advocacy that IDEA is doing, first and foremost, is in support of our members. And I already described who our members are, but our larger audience is also enthusiasts, and it's people that are aspiring to be fitness professionals. And so we have a lot of reach into the consumer, and especially given our previous ownership, who had 70 million consumers, we absolutely want to make sure that we're taking good quality information that can help the consumer, but also can help the industry. And we kind of see ourselves as, being both an association and a media company, we can disseminate the important information to our pros and to those consumers. So examples are the GYMS Act and the Project 435 that was just happening with URSA. Of course, we work with them to get the right information into the hands of our pros where it makes sense. And then we work closely with all of the state alliances that were formed and developed during COVID. And specifically, I sit on the advisory board for California Fitness Alliance, which is where our company is based. And here we're helping our club owners through important issues like Assembly Bill 5, which is contractor versus employee bills and laws that are being created, and really helping the industry to understand how to navigate these, and ultimately how we can make fitness and wellness an essential part of the healthcare continuum. And lastly, an ongoing initiative that I'm most proud of is the work that we're doing to create more inclusion and equity for our fitness professionals and also for the people we serve. And so if you are curious how your club or your business or you as a CEO can follow this lead and implement some of this pledge, if you will, into your businesses, you can visit ideafit.com and learn more about our equity and inclusion pledge for the fitness and wellness industry.
That is quite the summary, Amy. You all stay busy. Thank you.
Staying busy for sure.
I love the involvement with the state alliances. So Fitness Business Podcast episode 417 was a value proposition dedicated to some national and global Alliance groups. So if you haven't checked that one out, be sure to go back because that was a really good one. So love that piece as well, Amy. Thank you. Now, you and I have chatted about how IDEA licenses events globally. So besides the US, where else are IDEA events happening around the world?
That is so much fun. I love the events, the work that we're doing to educate pros everywhere. For the last several years, I should say before the pandemic, we were doing the IDEA China event in Shanghai. So we did 2 years in person and then we did 2 years virtually. And we also partnered with a group out of Seoul, Korea, where we now have held our first in-person IDEA Korea event. And we are contracted to do many more of those. So again, we're really elevating those standards and that professionalism that we've been talking about throughout for the practitioner and sharing best practices in programming, bringing our suppliers from the US to connect them with individuals in those countries where they can get their product and programs into those countries as well.
That was a far trip, huh, Amy?
Yeah, that was a long flight.
Wow, that's amazing though. Very cool. Now, I know you have a very exciting July coming up with the IDEA World Convention in Las Vegas this July. So who is your ideal attendee for an event like this one? And what can attendees expect from this event? And are you still accepting signups?
Yes, we absolutely are. So this IDEA World Convention will be our first in person since the world shut down. So everybody's incredibly excited. In a typical year, this event sees 15,000 fit pros from over 80 countries. So this absolutely is a huge, huge event. And so this year, we're not expecting quite that many, but we're so excited to come back together for 4 days of educational sessions and the workouts that I was talking about. We have a day of pre-cons, a day of post-cons where you could obtain a new certification or certificate. And then we have 2 days of fitness and wellness expo as well. But some of the highlights at the convention, if you've never been to an IDEA show, we have opening ceremonies, we have a big welcome party, and this year, in line with the 40th theme, we are all wearing ruby red at the party, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And the dancing that I talked about earlier, that will definitely be happening. And so if you're a fit pro who wants to come to the convention, you can expect that you're going to, first of all, get all of your CECs that you need, probably for your renewal. Behind that, you're going to be able to network with others in the industry where you can share best practices. You can ask questions. How is your business doing this? And truly, you'll make some of the best friends in the industry, which we later call fitness family. You're going to meet them at these events through all of the education, the learning, the networking, the sweating, the dancing, and we eat a lot as well. So there's all that.
The moral of the story, pack your spandex and get to Vegas in July.
That's right. That's right. Get to Vegas, July 20th through the 24th. And tickets are still for sale at ideafit.com. We're actually still in early bird pricing for another couple of weeks. So I know when you and I are talking and when the show airs, if anyone is listening and you are not signed up, get there because we will have the world's largest hug in IDEA World Convention.
I love that. It's so great. Awesome, awesome. So since we are a podcast for suppliers in the industry, Amy, if someone is listening and they're wanting to know how they get their product in front of IDEA's audience, can you give us more information about the Fitness and Wellness Expo that takes place at IDEA World Convention?
Yes, I would love to. So there are 2 days where we will have the Fitness and Wellness Expo. This is at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and those days are Friday and Saturday of that week. So if you are a supplier who has any kind of product like nutrition or apparel or equipment, large or small, if you have anything that you want to put into a club or put on a Fit Pro or have a Fit Pro use, or if you own a program, you really have to come to this event. It's really considered the gateway to getting your products seen and getting visibility and getting in. So I'll give you a little distinction here again about the IDEA World Show versus other associations. It's great that for those of you who are owners and you're buying equipment, I've been an owner. I bought equipment for my studio. it's fantastic to take that equipment back and you've just spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're so proud of the equipment. But if the personal trainers and group instructors and your practitioners don't give input or buy-in, it usually falls flat. So this is the show where your VPs, your managers, your actual practitioners, the instructors, come together, try the equipment, take classes on it, and really come back to you and give an informed decision about the equipment and the programming that they'd like to see in the facility. So that's kind of the distinction about what happens at IDEA. We are working out on that stuff and we're testing it and trying it.
We are giving good feedback.
That's right. That's right.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Now, Amy, you have shared with us the history of IDEA, where you are today, where you'll be in July, but what is your vision for the future of IDEA?
Yeah, it's a great question. And of course, I wouldn't have bought the company if I hadn't had big plans for the future. But first and foremost, we are listening to our pros. So much has happened over the last couple of years that really has changed the way they have the opportunity to meet a client. We can really meet a client anywhere in the world on any modality, any time of the day. So it's really changed everything, and it is given the professional just a lot more opportunity to inspire the world. So we're listening and we're adapting our business and evolving. And we know that, hey, listen, we have a great legacy. We're 40 years old, but we have to reimagine and reinvent this brand to address the needs of the future Fit Pro. And so that's what we're really evaluating and we will respond to. You can expect us, as I said, to continue to produce the Fitness Journal, to continue to produce these fantastic events. But ultimately, we want to be at the heart of everything the Fit Pro needs to be successful and have a long-lasting career so they can inspire others.
That is wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And Amy, thank you so much just for all of your insights today, for being such a big part of the FBP family, and just for being such a motivational woman in the fitness industry. So if our listeners today want to reach out to you and learn more about IDEA Health and Fitness Association, where should I send them?
Okay, so if you are interested in attending, go to ideafit.com. If you're interested in the membership, go to ideafit.com. That's easy. If you're trying to reach me personally, you can find me in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my yellow pages and my white pages. I'm in there all the time. I love LinkedIn. And I actually have a networking group that I started in 2007. It's called the Fitness Professionals Networking Group. And there it's just about bringing our community together to have conversations, to support one another, and really to unite as we face the challenges that are ahead of us and the challenges we've been through. Now is the time to unite. And I am absolutely excited to be at the helm of IDEA and to help pull this industry together.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Amy. Thank you all for listening today to the value proposition for educating, empowering, and inspiring Fit Pros globally with IDEA Health and Fitness Association. Tune in Friday, July 22nd for our next value proposition episode. And to show we walk the talk at the Fitness Business Podcast, all the resources and links for today's show can be found at fitnessbusinesspodcast.com, adding value to our FBP family. Until next month, what you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. See you next month, FBP family.